The sky over God Valley split apart as black warships tore through mist, engines roaring violently. Hundreds of cannon barrels rotated simultaneously, locking on to the island like predatory beasts, closing a death circle. Emergency sirens screamed, shredding the air before the first infernal volleys were unleashed. The opening shells slammed into rocky shores, exploding, throwing sentries into nameless fragments. White sand ignited, blood mixed with seawater, metallic heat spreading across the choking bay. Celestial dragons froze in terror, realizing their sacred ceremony had transformed into an execution ground. Slave vessels burst apart, chains snapping, desperate screams drowned beneath rising firestorms. On the leading deck, Rox D Zevec stood upright, eyes cold as sharpened blades. He raised one hand, signaling dozens of warships to unleash the next extermination barrage. God Valley convulsed violently, its land fracturing, as if history itself were being torn apart. Fire pillars rose from the coastline, hurling guard corpses like dry leaves before a hurricane. Molten steel shards stabbed into stone, screeching violently through suffocating smoke clouds. Frontline Marines collapsed rapidly, defensive lines dissolving within two relentless artillery waves. Alarm bells wailed madly, echoing across collapsing watchtowers, issuing broken final commands. Celestial dragons scattered in panic, white cloaks stained by ash and splattered blood. Golden gates burst open, revealing trembling royal guards drawing blades in desperation. A lone figure leapt from a warship, striking sand with an impact that fractured stone. Monkey D. Garp rose upright, fists clenched, eyes burning amid raging firestorms. He stepped ashore, every stride crushing molten steel fragments and lingering terror. The first royal guards charged forward, only to be hurled away like shredded puppets. Garp's punch tore through shield formations, launching 3 bodies across burning sands. Blood sprayed in long arcs, mixing with pale sand, forming freezing crimson rivulets. Bone cracks echoed dryly, swallowed by thunderous continuing artillery barrages. From the eastern waters, another battleship sliced forward like a blade through wind. A tattered skull flag fluttered, announcing the arrival of yet another catastrophe. Gol D. Roger stood upon the prow, eyes calm amid endless infernos. He leapt from the deck, landing heavily, sending tremors rippling through the rocky shore. Garp and Roger faced each other, exchanging no words, only deadly, mutual understanding. 2 eternal rivals turned toward the blazing island simultaneously. Before them, hundreds of soldiers trembled, raising shields into a living wall. Roger surged forward, sword descending, cleaving shield lines like soaked parchment. Garp followed, fists hammering, obliterating dense defensive corridors. Soldiers were hurled skyward, bodies crashing into burning watchtowers. Stone columns fractured, debris raining like miniature meteors. Horrified screams erupted from balconies packed with fleeing celestial dragons. Royal guards formed ranks, helmets rattling beneath advancing footfalls. Automated cannons rotated overhead, releasing merciless intersecting fire lattices. Rounds shredded air, carving bright crimson trajectories. Roger rolled aside, blade slicing through 2 cannon barrels simultaneously. Garp vaulted upward, crushing artillery platforms, throwing gunners into endless abyss. Black smoke surged from the island core, blotting the sun beneath suffocating veils. Sirens howled relentlessly, echoing through collapsing corridors. From stone forests, massive silhouettes charged forward like unleashed predators. Kaido emerged first, Iron Club shattering an ancient watchtower. Big Mom cackled madly, flames devouring fleeing troops. Whitebeard advanced slowly, each step convulsing the ground violently. A single swing of his arm tore open air, blasting coastal gun lines apart. Shiki released warships from the sky, shadows swallowing burning beaches. Falling steel fragments formed bladed rainstorms ripping through defensive lines. God Valley began collapsing, its land sinking like shattered crystal glass. Marines retreated in panic, formations dissolving before unimaginable power. Celestial dragons hid within sanctuaries, prayers muffled by raging infernos. Kaido roared violently, Iron Club sweeping dozens into abyssal cliffs. Big Mom surged like wildfire, blazing claws shredding white armor. Whitebeard punched downward, splitting island terrain with massive fissures. Shiki laughed, commanding floating wreckage like circling steel sharks. Roger accelerated into the inferno, sword blazing beneath collapsing skies. Garp thundered behind him, fists carving paths through smoke-choked corridors. Defensive sectors collapsed consecutively, sentries scattered like torn banners. Above, thunderheads spiraled, heralding approaching apocalypse. At the Cathedral Plaza, Rox D Zevec finally emerged from dense smoke. His gaze was tranquil, as though the battlefield were merely his personal stage. He raised his hand, shockwaves warping air across the plaza. Nearby soldiers were launched, bodies shredded inside violent vortex currents. Roger and Garp halted, eyes locking on to the advancing silhouette. The ground convulsed, massive stone slabs rising under invisible force. Rox smirked, declaring he would erase the old world by his own hands. His first strike carved wind, creating a colossal crater before the cathedral. Roger veered aside, sword embedded into stone, bracing through violent aftershocks. Garp countercharged, Haki-coated fist smashing into the surging pressure wave.
The gods of this island.
The collision detonated, shockwaves leveling the plaza and ancient pillars. Roger slid backward, coat torn by spiraling steel debris. Garp roared, unleashing chained hammering blows like falling meteors. Rox pivoted, sweeping arms generating slicing wind rings. Cracks widened, swallowing wreckage and blazing towers. Big Mom and Kaido withdrew, observing three titans clashing madly. Whitebeard raised his arms, shielding retreating forces from shockwaves. Shiki commanded floating wreckage, forging steel barricades against stray fire. The sky darkened, clouds spiraling into colossal vortex rings. Lightning split downward, illuminating three silhouettes colliding within the storm. Rox roared, unleashing a final force that warped space violently. Roger braced, sword embedded, resisting being hurled backward. Garp struck from the flank, Haki fist crashing into Rox's ribs. Thunderous impacts erupted, stone dust exploding across the shattered plaza. Rox staggered half a step, a warped, bloodied smile appearing briefly. Big Mom snarled, but Kaido restrained her amid chaos. Whitebeard stared intensely, sensing history bending irreversibly. Shiki ordered retreat, floating warships ascending skyward. Survivors fled desperately, abandoning corpses stacked across stone steps. God Valley trembled once more, like a colossal heart slowing its final beat. A blinding white surge split clouds, flooding the plaza with violent light. The final detonation swallowed the cathedral and collapsing statues. Seas rose unnaturally, massive waves smashing fractured shores. As smoke dispersed, Rox's silhouette vanished from the ruined plaza center. Roger lowered his blade, breathing heavily, eyes fixed upon the empty void. Garp stood silent, bloodied fists trembling as the world permanently shifted. Remaining warships turned silently, retreating from blackened shores. God Valley's name faded from nautical charts as if it never existed. The world government erased every record, burying truth beneath historical dust. From those ashes, a new pirate era was silently born.